The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out!
Storyboards, one of the most essential parts of planning visuals to any film. Now, some filmmakers may say that they never storyboard, and you know what? That's fine. But guaranteed, those are the films that run over budget, are riddled with on-set arguments, and are constantly changing up every scene. So, in this episode, I want to discuss the importance of storyboards and how they provide the outline for your film. Why are storyboards so important, you say? Well, the most recent example might be for Ridley Scott's film, All the Money in the World. Ridley Scott is notorious for storyboarding nearly every single shot for his films, and this came in incredibly handy for his most recent project, when one of the film's stars, Kevin Spacey, had to step down for, well, let's just say, reasons? Ridley Scott had two choices: release the film as is, or reshoot all 22 scenes that featured Kevin Spacey with only 2 months before the film's release. Any other director would have chosen to delay the film's debut with such a tight release schedule. But because of Scott's storyboarding prowess, he managed to replace every scene of Kevin Spacey with actor Christopher Plummer, and even managed to snag Plummer an Oscar nomination in the process. When breaking down storyboards, they essentially function as a way of composing a shot. It allows the filmmakers to plan out the mise-en-scène of a sequence. Storyboards allow you to position the camera, position the characters within the world of the film, and also helps to identify any significant props that may come into play within a sequence. Storyboards can also outline the movement of the camera, along with assisting the wider film crew for planning out where to place and compose special effects if necessary.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
It's the question that drives us, Neo.
What is the Matrix?
So anyway, today we're going to look at how the Matrix Trilogy used extensive storyboards to set the mood and tone of this Buddhist-inspired kung fu, techno-fear, leather-clad, sci-fi masterpiece that redefined action movies and created a whole series of copycats for the last 2 decades. So, when The Matrix was first pitched to Warner Brothers, the film was rejected. So the film's creators, the Wachowski brothers, invested their own money in having the entire script storyboarded by comic book artists Jeff Darrow and Steve Skroce. This was then given to Warner Brothers and they approved the film, and the rest, well, is cinematic history. Now, we're going to look at the final fight from The Matrix Revolutions and compare how the storyboards and the final film really set the tone and outline how the whole scene has been meticulously coordinated. In the scene, Neo, played by Keanu Reeves, needs to fight just one Agent Smith, played by Hugo Weaving, even though there are literally millions of him and they could have just played a big game of pile-on if they really wanted to. But anyway, Neo and Agent Smith have a roided up, knocked down, drag out fight a la Superman 2, which is ridiculously cool looking, if the rest of the film was kind of just a bit of a letdown. So, let's do a storyboards to film comparison of the super burly brawl.
Welcome back. We missed you. You like what I've done with the place?
It ends tonight.
I know it does. I've seen it. That's why the rest of me is just going to enjoy the show. Because we already know that I'm the one that beats you. closing in on you. Oh, I can. I really should thank you for it. After all, it was your life that taught me the purpose of all life. The purpose of life is to end.
Now look, I know it must appear daunting to see this level of detail in a set of storyboards, and to be honest, most films do not go to the level the Matrix series has gone to when making a film. Most films only storyboard highly choreographed sequences or keyframes within a movie. But of course, The Matrix was out to ensure that every single shot in the film was iconic. Hence, the extensive storyboards. However, even when you're not working to this level of detail, there are some must-haves for storyboarding. Your shots should clearly show the characters, where they are positioned in the shot, the locations, and any other important props. Any camera movements should be clearly presented with arrows, be it tilting the camera up and down, panning the camera left and right, zooming in, or zooming out. It's also important to have some written codes clarifying camera distances and camera angles, as this often helps, along with also any other important screen directions. But of course, when creating your own storyboards, you do not need to be the world's greatest artist, just as long as you can include camera or character movements and some notes on screen directions. There are some fantastic drawing apps such as Procreate, Storyboarder, and Celtic Shots to assist you with creating better sketches and for organizing all your camera shots. If you really can't draw, there is no reason that you can't take photos or source images off the internet to represent what you intend to shoot. Just remember that storyboards are a great way to communicate your ideas and can become an excellent time saver once you're on set and filming. This is Chris Gooch for Random Ramblings, signing off.